What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video which is coming at you right on the heels of one after not uploading again for the last month or so. Today's video, we're going to go over a car that I bought and sold over the last year. It was a 1999 Camaro SS. The car was awesome. LS1 6-speed car. When I bought it, it needed a little bit of work, but it looked like to be in pretty good shape. So the kids and I took it on a few long drives and some trips and whatnot. I took it down to Wisconsin Rapids to Golden Sands Raceway where I autocrossed it with the Central Wisconsin Sports Car Club, which was a lot of fun. They put on a great program, and like anything you go do, you copy a couple notes, and they've got a couple of good ideas that we're adapting to BRMP as far as how things run. So I always like running with them. They do all the shows at Brainerd and everything, so they put on a really good program, and they clearly know what they're doing. And I should say guys and gals, because there's a mix of them that do run the autocross program. But anyway, let's hop back in time to today's video. We're going to put some shocks in the car, give it a whole bunch of maintenance, including some products from Amsoil right here in Superior, Wisconsin. Got to build a little battery brace and take it on an autocross trip. So let's get right into today's video. Because that's how your hand is shaped, buddy. I don't know.
Now it's time to fix that.
Alright.
We're ready to fix now, okay?
I see that.
We're ready to fix, okay?
You are ready to fix. Hey, you want to run the camera?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
We're going to take a picture, okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
I have to take a picture like while you fixed it, okay?
Okay. From Jack to you.
Nice. That's good video.
The rear shock nuts are 66 pound-feet. Use one of them, please. I'm coming. Hang on. Hang on, buddy. So basically, the first thing that we're going to have to do with this car is get this battery secure. And this is an ongoing issue with 4th gen Camaros and Firebirds where the coolant reservoir breaks and the battery is tippy. And what can happen, and what you really don't want to happen, it's against the rules in most places, is this car in particular has a positive battery terminal right here. As you can see, it can tip pretty much right into the condenser or part of the air conditioning system there. So we really don't want that to happen, and I haven't seen a fix for this other than replacing the coolant reservoir. So the overflow can is what the battery sits on. There's a little lip that I'll show you in a second when I remove the battery that hooks this side of the battery to keep it from tipping. Now in this car, the wedge is still there. Obviously the wrench gear's on it, but it's still gonna tip out of there. So basically what we have to do is build a brace that's gonna hold it in place. And what I found that works really good, and I did this before, is using this bolt for the headlight assembly, And the factory bolt down yonder way is basically to build a bracket out of aluminum, and that's going to hold the battery nice and tight where it is. I put a little Velcro on it, paint it black. It, you know, doesn't quite look factory, but you know, this car could flip 10 times and that battery's not going to go anywhere. So for less money than just replacing this, you're going to have an upgraded thing, and it's a super easy DIY at home, or you know, maybe somebody's going to start making this stuff. Who knows? But this is one thing that I know is not a part you can buy or an upgrade, so to say, for 93 to 02 F-bodies. So let's get this battery out of here real quick. I'll show you what I'm talking about. And this is really the most important thing that most folks are going to look at when you're racing of any sort. Autocrossing, road race, drag race. You want to make sure your battery is nice and tight. And you know, from having the track and whatever, the last couple of years, I've found that, my God, the amount of batteries that are loose, mine included, is it's kind of astonishing. They can maybe super cheap out and ratchet strap it or whatever. I like this way of doing it. Seems to work really well, and when you're done, you really shouldn't have to do it again. It uses factory mounting points. I mean, it doesn't get much easier as far as like a DIY. So if you have a bench vise, a drill, and drill bit set, you can do this in your own driveway or garage. Okay, so there you go, factory bolt and wedge. Okay, so for this job, you really don't have to remove the battery, but this lip right here is what holds it from rocking back. And what breaks on these is this. I can get a better light on it, but this is what breaks on it. Oh, well, there you go. That's what breaks on it. So this little hook here is actually what hooks on that, like, you know, something like such. But anyway, you get the idea. That's what hooks it on one side. The other side, the bolt and wedge hold it down. So this is going to bypass that and really just sandwich that battery down and against this headlight, this header panel, as it would be, I guess, on third gens, but upper radiator support maybe. Anyway, nonetheless, I'm going to start getting to working on this bracket here. I got myself just a little bit of a couple different sizes of aluminum from Menards locally. I'll go a little bit beef here on this one probably. You can get away with something smaller too, I would think. But anyway, that's kind of the stock I got. It's flat aluminum stock, and I'm going to get to bending it up. And I'm just kind of measuring and bending and drilling holes, and nothing real complicated about it. You're going to end up using this factory bolt hole down here, as well as this headlight mounting bolt right here, and it turns out really nice. So let's get to work. Okay, so you got the basic idea, and honestly, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but you could dang near pick up the car with this when it's all said and done. You could probably put a longer bolt in here. I feel okay with this. If a parts manufacturer ended up making something like this, you'd probably replace this bolt. So I'm just a skosh longer, maybe another 1/4 inch, or even just to make up the difference, because this is, I think, 16th, something like that. But down here, we're all dialed in, using the factory wedge to space it off the proper length. See if you can see it down there. And yeah, this I found to be a very effective way to resecure your battery. Honestly, it's probably stronger than the factory setup. If you get into an accident or anything crazy happens, this is more likely going to be stronger than that factory wedge and hook method. In any event, if you damage either of them, you got bigger problems. So this is a very effective way to secure your battery instead of buying a coolant reservoir. This thing's like 10 bucks. These cost more and are likely to break again. And otherwise, no modifications to the car. I'm gonna get this off, paint it black, put some Velcro, the soft Velcro under this side and that side. I got those materials at Menards too. But yeah, this is a super easy DIY if you have basic hand tools and kind of an idea of how to work with stuff. So I'll get this part of the video finished up, and we're gonna move on to the oil change, transmission, fluid service, and differential service. Okay, so the paint is drying on the battery hold down, and what I'm going to move on to is the engine oil change, transmission, fluid change, and differential change as well. I picked up all this at the Superior warehouse. If you're interested in buying any of this stuff, there's a link in the description. If you do pick up some of this, a way you can save some money is signing up as a preferred customer. If you have any questions on that, shoot me an email at the link that's also below in the description of the video. But I'm putting in 5W30. They carry Wix filters, which I always try and use, which works out great. And they do have ATF for the T56 in this car and these easy packs, as well as the 7590. So this should make changing both of these two items very easy. The oil and filter change is very straightforward. So while the paint's drying on the battery hold down, I'm going to service the engine and the transmission and differential. And when we're all done, I'll show you what the battery hold down looks like all buttoned up. It's going to look pretty good. But otherwise, let's move on to the rest of the maintenance on this video, because in 2 days from now, tomorrow being Saturday is shot for me. I'm working out at the track, and Sunday I'm going to tug this car or drive it all the way to Golden Sands Raceway. So anyway, I'm trying to get the car ready, get the maintenance done to it that I know probably hasn't been done for a while, and put Superior fluids into this vehicle. So let's get right to it. Got a lot to do. I wish I was taking the Corvette, but the tires are super bad. I don't think they passed tech. The front driver's side is corded on this side, so I need a set of tires. And unfortunately, the set of 315 3018 RT660s are like, I don't know, 1,400 bucks for a set of them, so it's very expensive. I wish I could take that car, but for the time being, I'm going to take this car in the Nitto. These are 555 G2s, and just go have some fun and learn something. So let's get to the rest of the service on this vehicle and keep rolling. Okay, so basically this is the finished product. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit. This is the finished product. This is something I made before, made it again, now maybe 5, 6+ years later. I don't know, it's been a long time, but put a little bit of Velcro, the soft stuff in here so it doesn't abrade the battery, I guess you could say. Holes are wallered out a little bit bigger than they need to be, but it makes for a better fitment. Easier installation. But yeah, this is kind of my battery safe that has worked for me in the past and is going to work again in the future. The oil change is all done. This is all done and dried. I'm going to install this. I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's all done. And you can make this at home for like, I don't know, 20 bucks, something like that. Super cheap DIY, and it's going to keep this battery from going anywhere under any circumstance. So let's get this thing installed and keep going with today's video. All right, so I got the car all cleaned up again this morning and nothing leaking, dripping, burning otherwise on it. Car's good. I do want to service the rear end, which I didn't get to last time. I didn't really want to open that can of worms because the food looked pretty good, but now's the time. I'm going to put my 7590 severe gear in it. 10-bolt diff takes about 2 quarts, and I do need limited slip additive. So I picked up some of that at the local parts store. If you guys want this good Amsoil fluid, check out the link in the description, as I mentioned earlier in the video. I'm going to be running it front to back in the car. Same with the Corvette. The car is ready to go for tomorrow. Yeah, let's get the back of the car up in the air and get working on it. Alright, I already got 1 quart in with that limited slip additive. This is kind of hard to film, but you get the idea. Kind of filming upside down, or filling upside down and filming as I can, but it should take 2 quarts, so I'm just going to stuff this last one in here. Very easy to get it to take all of it, which is cool. Rear end's a little off center now, so it's not going to take as much as it should. Yep, nice and full. So it's over, maybe a touch over full, but I'm gonna call that good. There we go. So rear end's all filled up with severe gear, limited slip additive too. So I'm gonna tighten this down, and rear end job's done too. There's a dry tapered fit plug on the rear end, so it's a tapered fit. You don't need any sealant on it. Makes it nice and easy. So. Anyway, that's it for the rear end. I'm going to spray this off with brake cleaner and call this a done deal. And that should be just fine for me. So anyway, if you want any of this, check out the link in the description. The easy packs, you know, as obviously are super easy. So yeah, beats the heck out of the bottles because usually you need a pump tube or a pump type thing for it to make those work, which is kind of a pain and it's super messy, but the squeeze tubes on the differential and transmission work really good. So I'll spray this off quick. We'll be all done back here. All done. So I'm all done with the oil change and transmission service as well. Coolant's topped off, power steering's looking good, so we're pretty much good to go. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. I gotta be on site in Wisconsin Rapids by 12 for the tech inspection. The driver's meeting at 12:45, and then we're gonna get running. So got just under a 200 mile drive in the Camaro right now. It's gonna be running pretty good, I think. It's gonna be, hopefully it runs really well. It's a beautiful day, so let's fire this thing up, go put some fuel in it, and put some miles on.
From their homeland far away in the steppe, Mongols had fused their anarchic pastoral culture into a war machine that has had few equals. In almost every land they touched, they would bring destruction and death.
All right, and 4 hours later, we are at Golden Sands. So, looks like I gotta figure out where to go here, so I'm not gonna go crazy and do a bunch of filming, but I'll figure it out and go from there. So this is pretty cool. It's looks like the stands are up on a huge hill here. This is my first time here, obviously. I don't know many people that have came. I know a couple, but I'm really excited to see what it's like in there. So I'm gonna go get checked in and everything, and I'll catch up with you guys out on the track, and we'll do a little track walk. All right, so this track is much bigger than that home, and I'm guessing the infield is something like our track would fit inside of it, so you can almost build this outside of it. Probably twice as wide. It's maybe 75, 100 feet, something like that. But the banking is actually way more, which is really cool. So the layout is really similar to at home. I'll do a little bit of filming today, but most of it will be on the GoPro. Kind of get you an idea of how big it is here. Super big place, but the Central Wisconsin Sports Car Club is running it today. They got the little timing trailer down there, ready to go. They're decking cars and everything. But yeah, parked way over here in the pit area. Way over here. But what a cool place.
What do you have for numbers?
715.
Yeah, what are they? Tape or?
They'll be tape, yeah.
Big?
Yeah, they'll be big on both.
Make it really big.
Yeah, I just got the
orange.
Orange, yep.
You want to check my car? Do you trust me? Yeah, still. It was nice. We had a good time. Try and make a couple bucks. They usually do that in the C-clips, and then they do that right before the wheel bearings go bad.
Okay.
So just have somebody double check it.
Okay.
Have fun.
Okay, thank you. Okay, first run out's a little sight lap. Just gonna see what the course feels like. was like a 59.68. I didn't see the first one, but I picked up a little speed that time. Tried to get the course, figured out a little bit. The tires feel a little better, but they're not at all like what's on the C5. I mean, the grip, like, it's not there like it is as quick. There's not as much tire. Obviously the tire compound's different, but very different experience driving this, which is mostly stock.
How long of it was the drive for you to get here?
4 hours.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Not terrible. Nice day for it. Yeah, this is cool.
You enjoying this track?
Yeah, I've never been to this one before, ever. Really cool.
Yeah, the baking's fun.
It is.
Okay.
so the first three runs I did were okay. I got lost on the third one, which really sucks, but checking everything over while I'm on my little off time here between runs, and the car's running really good. Sorry if it's super windy out. My external mic died, so this might be a little windy. The tires came in on the third run, basically, so until then, I was chipping away at time. I'm trying to get into the 40s. That would feel pretty good. But basically, this is like a really scaled up version of BRMP, and which is cool to come and see. It kind of gives me an idea of like what a bigger place is like. Obviously, a couple years ago, being to UMI Motorsports Park was really cool, but this is one in Wisconsin. There's a couple more that are around here too, I guess. So cars are really good. We're gonna do a little bit of filming, show you guys what the track is like while they're running, and we'll get to 3 more laps after this. Going down way over there. So after the gates are finishing over there, but his time was a 43.372. So basically after the car's on their second lap around on the back, so they start a second car on track. That's a car. That car's a 41.480. Here the Type R clone is Big Irv. Said he watches the videos. What's up, Big Irv? So obviously he's running, but off the starting line is a pretty good kicker. A lot of the cars are hanging a wheel a little ways or getting a lot of wheel spin over it. Fogging for mosquitoes. Even here at the exit, it doesn't do it justice like how banked this really is, but you hang a wheel coming over here too, like his inside driver's wheel will hang each time. So 42.570. He's actually like 10 seconds ahead of me in the Camaro, so good run there. Alright, so that was my 4th, 5th, and 6th run in the car. Got chipped away a second each lap, so I think if I did another event this, I'd be driving a lot better. Keep in mind the car is pretty much stock. But for what it is, and for the tires it's on, and kind of everything, I didn't check tire pressures or anything. Tires are rolled over, so I was already using all of it. I'm sure there's more in it, but for me as a driver, I'm not as experienced. You can kind of see I'm not quite over the line here, so I could have taken some air out, I believe, but I didn't even bring a tire pressure gauge. Fronts are similar. Once the tires get warm, they come in and do pretty good, but when they're cold, it is pretty skatey. It feels like driving a land yacht out there compared to the Corvette especially, but that track was super fun, and I will definitely be coming back here. They're gonna give away a couple things at the end, so I'll stick around for a little bit, but otherwise, I got a 4-hour drive home, so I'm gonna get loaded up, and I'll see you guys back in the shop. Well, there you have it. There was the full outing at Golden Sands Speedway in Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. It was a really nice drive back. Honestly, Google Maps took me a totally different way than on the way there. I went on, I think it was Highway 10 into Osseo, and it was a really nice drive. You went through a ton of farm country, a lot of rolling hills. I think you're kind of outside of the Fox River Valley area, but that part of the state is way more hilly. It almost looks like Tennessee when you're there, which is really cool. So being this far north, we don't really get that kind of terrain. It's mostly flat. The Camaro did really good. It was a really nice experience driving this car on track at a place I'm completely unfamiliar with, on completely different tires than are on the Corvette. You know, people ask a lot, you'll see it online, should I buy a Corvette or a Camaro? You'll see that question come up time and time again. And this is, to me, having both and different iterations of F-body and C5s and C6s is as apples and oranges as it gets, because this car, it drives really well, it makes good torque, but it's very much nerfed by the factory suspension. I put a set of rear shocks in it that you saw earlier in the video, but they're blown out pretty much from new. I don't know what the deal is with those, but it's mismatched and they're not great. They're like super cheap parts store ones. So bad suspension, stock brakes. It has Nitto 555 G2 tires in the stock size. So honestly, this car is more of a cruiser. You know, it's something you put miles on, and you know, you can go do this kind of stuff with it, but it's not going to put down any like impressive times. So at the end of the day, even I dare to say with a good driver, this is just not the car. So I do want to take this to more events. It was really fun. It was challenging trying to figure out how to actually drive the car on these tires, because it's notable going back and forth between this car, if you're to hop in that car. This one on its on lap, I bet you would be the same speed as this. And I'm not trying to sound like, I'm definitely not an experienced driver or anything, but I'm much more confident in the Corvette. So the Corvette would have been a lot quicker, I think. Seconds, I would guess. It wouldn't be leading. I don't think I'm in any danger of winning anything, but at the end of the day, the C5 platform is so good, especially with good shocks and suspension and better brakes, better power, you know, with the cam and heads on this one, and better tires. You know, it's 315s versus OE size, whatever these are. It's a 275 front, and I think it's the same in the back. It might be a 285 in the back. So 275 in the front. It's a 275 in the back. So this is actually a square 275 setup, which, you know, in all honesty, handles fine. But at the end of the day, I'm really happy with how the car did. I feel good about how I drove it because I improved every time. It's funny, like a couple years ago, I rode with a friend of mine in a Corvette at the North Star Speed Summit at Brainerd that you saw earlier in the video. Shout out John Miska. You know, he went for a ride along in the passenger seat, and he got me to drive faster and faster because I wasn't trusting the tires or the car, and I took off a ton of time. And knowing that in the car and how numb the tires felt and how greasy they were when they were cold, there wasn't more in it. I was going to loop it or I was going to understeer. Like, there was just nothing left. You could feel it. So at the end of the day, when the tires were getting warmer, time dropped and dropped and dropped. But after 3 runs, you park and then they're cold again. So there's a benefit, I think, to running at BRMP where you run 6 runs, your tires are hot, car's hot, you're good to go. There's a big advantage to it. And I really see that now after going 3 and cooling down for a long time. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. Golden Sands Speedway was super cool. The Central Wisconsin Sports Car Club puts on a great show. As always, that's who ran the event at BIR. Apples and oranges, if you need back seats, that's your car. You can put better tires on it, of course, and wider tires and suspension. You can throw the whole 9 yards at this thing, and you really have something. But in stock form, you know, for the most part, you're going to go out and have fun, but you're not in any danger of winning or leading or anything like that. So anyways, thank you guys for checking out today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do want to support the track, definitely check out the merch link in the description. pick up some Amsoil products, put some superior lubricants in your vehicle, just like I did in this. I ticked off like 500 plus miles in this in one day, and those runs with zero problem. The only thing I've noticed, if I'm being honest, that improved, when I go into second gear in this car before with whatever ATF oil was in the transmission, it would clunk into second gear. That pretty much stopped. But anyway, I'm cooked. I left the house at 7. It's 11 o'clock at night right now. Pretty much shot, so I'm gonna call it. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Had a great time at Golden Sands, and we'll see you guys in the next one.